So one of the tools that we use to help with time mastery and time management is called a default calendar. So I want to share with you a key secret. There is no such thing as time management, only time mastery and self-mastery. In other words, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. It's how we use it that determines whether we feel accomplished and whether we actually accomplish our goals that we set for ourselves. So this is a tool that we use called a default calendar. Now remember, the concept is default. So think of 80-20. It's not always going to go perfect, but the more that you can stick to your default calendar, the more that you will accomplish and the more that you will feel accomplished. So here's an example of a default calendar. Now you may have a business that works on Saturday and Sunday. That's okay. You draft it the way that it makes sense for you. But you put the days of the week and you chunk your time down. So that's the key. You don't want to, write in every 15 minutes what you're going to be doing, but you want to create chunks of time and you want to block that off on your calendar so that nothing violates that time. So for example, this is my default calendar. So on Mondays, the first thing I'm doing is I'm meeting with my team for a couple hours. Then I work on some administrative stuff, catching up on emails and things like that from the client. So I actually schedule time to do that so that I'm not distracted by it throughout the day. And then the rest of the afternoon, I'm working on marketing. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my biggest, heaviest client days so that I am in the zone focused on my clients and not worried about other things related to the business. On Thursdays, we do sales and I spend one-on-one time with each of my leaders of my team, and then notice that I have time blocked off to work on my business. So if you don't block off that time, it's not gonna happen. And isn't this interesting? On Fridays, I just say that I'm off. What I really say is that Friday is my choice day. There are some days where I might come in and do some other things to work on my business. I might have a speaking event. I might do something fun with the team. But the point is that is my day to make a choice as to what I want to do. It may even just be spending some time with my family or with my kids. So creating a default calendar is the key to getting control over your time. You are the only one that can control your time. Now here's my challenge for you. What if a client or a prospective client calls you and says, I'd like to meet with you about your services. Can you meet with me Monday morning? What is your answer? The answer is no, because you are already booked, right? You have an appointment with your team, but you could meet them on Thursday morning because that's the time that you have set aside to meet with prospects. Remember, default calendar. It's not always going to be perfect, but the very first time that you violate your own default calendar, you don't have one. So you have to always personally challenge yourself to not only define these buckets, but hold to those buckets as best as possible.